Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the vlog. If it looks like I've been sitting here or wearing the same thing week after week, it's not. It's just because I got done shooting the previous video and now I'm going to go into a different video about the reasons why I think there's a few things that you might want to know before you buy the GoPro Hero 5 Black. So over the last couple of weeks I've been really interested in other action cameras to see if there's anything out there better than the GoPro Hero 5 Black, and one of the cameras that I've been looking at pretty much for about a week now is the Sony X3000 action camera, which is 4K action camera. And the reason I've been looking at that is because while the GoPro Hero 5 Black has image stabilization, the Sony has superior image stabilization because it has, I believe it has an optical image stabilizer, so image stabilizer instead of an electronic one. Might be a little bit wrong about how they explain that, but it is superior when it comes to this. It gives you gimbal style stabilization where you almost see no movement even when you're running, whereas the GoPro, it has image stabilization, which makes video I guess usable, but you can still see all the bouncing around. I just saw one of my buddies do a video using his GoPro on a roller coaster, and it was all over the place. Now I'm not sure how the Sony would hold up on a roller coaster, but at least from the video that I saw with people using it handheld, which I will be using it for, I was really interested in that. And another thing about the Sony that kind of made me very interested in it is that the GoPro Hero 5 series has a external microphone adapter, which has this big huge block, and then it's a USB to whatever 3.5 millimeter jack. And the Sony camera, you can plug a microphone directly into it, which will allow me to use my external microphone like my Rode Micro or my Rode Mini. So one of the things I kind of wanted to point out about the GoPro, and I think I might be able to fix one of them, is the fact that when you're hand holding this thing, not even when you're hand holding it, and it is to be expected to have lower quality sound. Right now I'm using my cell phone actually, and I'm not using an external microphone. But the sound from this, in my opinion, sounds great unless I'm comparing it to something that I'm using my external directional mic on. But one of the things that totally aggravates me about this camera is the fact that it has a microphone down here on the bottom. And I think it's this microphone right here. If you're not familiar, the GoPro has 3 microphones on it, and it has automatic wind reduction or stereo sound switching. So if the wind or the sound is better in a different direction, it's going to switch to either one of those mics. Now, the downside about that is it's picking up sound from this bottom mic. So anytime, if you're holding this in a tripod, on a gorilla mount or anything, it picks up every sound your hand makes. If you move your hand on it, it sounds like you're rubbing your finger across one of these microphones, making a very annoying sound that totally kills your video. And like I said, usually when I'm holding the camera grip, I'm doing something like this. Now I might be able to fix that. And I'm going to try it, and I'll probably have to shoot another video to do it because I don't have any material with me to do it. I was just going to take a piece of silicone tape or a piece of thick tape and plug that microphone. I still have access to the top microphone and the side microphone, and I think they are far enough away from any kind of handheld device that you might have or a tripod to not pick up that sound. So I'm going to try that out, and I'll get back to you on it to let you know that it works, if it works or not. But that is one of my biggest pet peeves about the GoPro, is that microphone picks up everything when you're dealing with it on a tripod, and it totally ruins your video, or totally ruins your shots. There have been shots that I wanted to talk, but I can't, and I got to cut out the voice and then put in music because I just can't use the freaking sound from it because of the sound that it picked up from the microphone. The other thing about the GoPro, and maybe this is something that, I mean, I'm not a big GoPro guy. Like, I don't go out and buy GoPros because they're extremely expensive. The only reason I got this is because I got a bunch of gift cards that I got for Amazon, and when I used them, it only cost me like 80 bucks. I did have the GoPro Hero 4 Session because I wanted to compare it when I first started out this whole vlogging thing. I wanted to compare it to other $40 action cameras that I bought. So I wanted to get a GoPro to compare it to the $40 action cameras to see if the $199 action camera outperformed the $40 action camera. GoPros, again, have a lot of extra features in there that you might use and you might not use. It has voice activation. I'm pretty sure GoPro start recording, it starts recording. GoPro stop recording, take bursts, whatever, it does all that. But when you're out in ambient noise, that thing is kind of hard to use. I've tried to use it. It works when, oh, there's a deer walking across the field back there. So I'm sorry, I'm a city boy, so whenever I see a deer or something in the nature out in the wild, it just totally gets me, and I'm distracted by it. So where was I? I can't even remember what it was. That was a totally dumb mistake to make, to kind of shut up and stop recording and start recording. So we were talking about the microphones. I don't like the microphones on it. At least I don't like that microphone. I'm going to try to cover this up and see if it'll give me better sound. There's another pet peeve I don't like about the GoPro. For some reason, when I use this GoPro, and I got it in GoPro color. I hate doing color correction. I hate doing that. I just want to get the video in. I don't have the fastest computers. I want to get the video in, have nice color, maybe throw in a filter to fix it, and then kind of go with it, right? So when I got GoPro color on and I'm using this, I'm not sure what causes it, but sometimes you'll face a direction and the video will go totally flat, like GoPro flat. And it'll go flat for about a second and then it'll come back to GoPro color. Again, totally messing up the video, for me at least anyway. At least when I'm looking at it aesthetically, when I'm looking at my videos, I'm kind of trying to get them nice and then it goes flat and then it comes back in. That totally freaks me out and I try to cut out that little flat portion. Again, it might totally mess up the video, so I don't like that. But when it comes to, action cameras, again, for me, I'm going to be using this for vlogging mainly. I'm going to be using it for trying to do stuff like this. It'll be rare that I'm going to strap this on my head and do something that's actually going to break it. Like some guys, I just came from the drone races, are strapping these to drones, which they crash all the time. I'm not going to do anything like that. So I'm going to use at least a less expensive camera. And I've always done my research on, $40 cameras, and they work great for that purpose. So I'm not going to do it with this one, but that's why I was thinking about the Sony too. The Sony also has, it's got good video quality. Probably not as great in low light as the GoPro, but who uses action cameras in low light? I don't use it indoors. I use one of my bigger cameras. But for outdoor use, for the price, for the cost, at $400, again, it's a great camera. It looks great when it's doing its job, but there are some things that I thought you might want to know before you went out and bought one of these, and you might want to compare it to other action cameras that are out, like the Yi 4K Plus, which is close to this cost. Another thing about this that I like, which kind of makes me want to keep it, or made me want to keep, was the fact that it was water resistant as is. I didn't need a case, which the Sony X3000 is splash resistant, but to go diving with it, you got to put in this waterproof case. But for price, when you look at the price, you're looking at a $400 action camera. You can probably get this a little bit cheaper now, because I think I've seen them on like eBay with accessories for like $335. You're not going to buy from a retail store for less than retail price, which is $399. For price, this camera comes in around the same price as the Sony, and if you want the wristwatch screen for the Sony, that camera's almost like $400 or $500 then. So for price, I think you're actually getting a better camera with the GoPro, because you get more a better quality, I guess, when it comes to video, low light, and features. But you got to figure out where you want to be when you're looking at a camera. For me, I want that image stabilization. I actually need that image stabilization. I want a good picture and I want good sound. And for the Sony, even though I'm paying more, I thought that was this camera. For some reason, this camera came on. That's another thing about the GoPro, which I do not understand. It comes on randomly. Maybe it hears me talking and it comes on. It just turns on without me hitting any buttons. So let me turn that off. But again, when you're spending money, you can't. You're getting more bang for your buck with the GoPro, because you got the features, you got the image stabilization, you got the quality of video, you got the low light. So when you think about it, it's like, why would I go out and spend the same amount of money on a camera that has less features? The Sony records in 4K with image stabilization, which this doesn't, which is a big selling point. But when it comes to dynamic range and stuff like that, the Sony can't keep up. And when it comes to low light, the Sony can't keep up. So yeah, am I going to pay the same price for something that has better features? I might do it, because I want a camera that is going to do what I want it to do. And the Sony, in my opinion, kind of does it. So I'm still on the fence about the Sony. In fact, if I can find the Sony for less than $399 or close to $300, I might just pick it up. But again, I just kind of wanted to let you guys know about some things that I found out about the GoPro after using it for the last 6 months that are kind of buggy. It works great. It syncs well with the application. I don't have to fiddle around with the application updates when I wanted to. It's a nice, beefy, heavy camera. And another thing I like about it is the fact that I can change out the batteries on the Hero 5 series versus the Hero 4 series. Not the Hero 4, versus the Session. The black versus the Session. I like that you can change out the batteries and get back up and running, because like I said, I had the Session, and after 2 hours that battery's dead. It takes a long time to recharge unless you're using an external charging source. So alright guys, I'm going to end this video. Again, this was just my short little vlog on why you might want to think about buying a different camera than the Hero 5 Black, and giving you my opinion on some things that are a little bit buggy. I'll get back to you with any other things that I might find out about it later, but for now, it's a great camera, and you shouldn't really be worried about it not performing, because it is a great camera. Thanks for watching the vlog. Thanks for supporting, and I've said it in all my other vlogs. If you're into this type of stuff, if you're into outdoor shooting, fishing, and all that other type of stuff in RC, please like, subscribe, and share. I appreciate your support, and I'll get back to you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.